Happy Tuesday. Welcome to the All About Favor channel. I am your host, Pastor KZ, and today is Testimony Tuesday. And on this day, I just want to talk about a few things. But before I get into my topic of today, don't forget to hit the like button, share the video, and comment on the video. So don't forget, hit the thumbs up, like the video, share it with other people, and comment. And those of you who have not subscribed yet, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And to all of my subscribers, thank you so much for your support. All that you do, I appreciate it so much. Thank you again. Now, for today's topic, I'm not going to share any testimonies today, but I want to talk about some obstacles and hindrances that will thwart or prolong your testimony. So I'm going to talk about some obstacles and some hindrance today, and this will also hinder your personal growth and your spiritual growth. Now, let me ask this question. Is there anything that you personally feel is hindering you or is an obstacle for you as far as your growth is concerned? Do you feel like there's some hindrances or some obstacles? Now, let me give you something here to think about. If you have ever felt or you currently feel stagnation setting in, then it's time to implement a plan of action. You need a plan of action. That stagnation sit in and you just like in a slump or in a rut and you just feel like you stuck in quicksand, like you're not going anywhere, getting anything done. Now is the time for you to implement a plan of action. Now, let's talk about this. Have you ever felt like just a lack of focus? You know, I always say at a lot of the end of the videos is for you to stay focused, but have you ever lacked focus or felt like you just couldn't stay on task or your mind wandering and stuff, or you just don't have no clear direction? That's stagnation. See, identifying the problem is half the battle. You got to first be willing to be honest. Some of us have difficulty looking at our problems and admitting, you know something, it's got to be something hindering me. There's some obstacles in my path. Remember last week I talked about blockers, blessing blockers. This week I'm going to be on hindrances and obstacles a lot. And sometimes you can't quite put your finger on what's going on with you, but you know something is like just off with you. You know, you're not yourself. Anybody? Anybody? See, I want you to understand, it does not matter where you are in this process, but the fact is you gotta pick yourself up and get moving again. You've got to get back going again. You've got to pull yourself together somehow, because right now you're not going anywhere. And I'm going to say this. Sometimes the hindrances and the obstacles are caused by ourselves. Sometimes you are the cause. You are the obstacle. You're the stumbling block. You're the hindering person yourself. And that's difficult to look in the mirror and say, wait a minute, maybe I'm the problem. See, it's very easy for us to blame it on other situations, but now we got to look at the man or the woman in the mirror and say, perhaps I am the stumbling block. Maybe I'm getting in my own way. Have you ever felt like you're just getting in your own way? And if you felt that way, what have you done about it? Sometimes you're your own worst enemy. Remember a couple of weeks ago, I brought this to your attention that sometime you use a crutch so you don't have to move forward, so you don't have to get out of a rut, so you don't have to move past being stagnated, and you're just using all of these different type of crutches. Could that be you? I asked you this a few weeks ago. Are you the problem? See, are you your own worst enemy? Let me say this. Here's some things for you to ponder. You've got to start taking a realistic look at your situation. Some of you are being very unrealistic. Some of you don't want to see the reality of what's going on. See, there's a difference between realism and what you want to happen. Some of us are trying to live over here when we need to first get into reality. Do a reality check, first of all. You've got to stop making excuses as to why you're doing what you're doing or why you're not doing anything but sitting around. Also, you're not managing your emotions well. Have anyone ever felt that I'm just not managing my emotions very well? Okay, I hear you way in the back. Pastor KZ, I don't really have any emotions. I'm feeling numb. I'm still stuck on that numb state you talked about a few weeks ago. I'm just numb. You're not managing that well. It's time for you to decide today. This hindering block, this stumbling block, this obstacle, this numbness, this non-attachment, this disconnect that you're doing is causing you a problem. It is hindering your growth spiritually and emotionally. You have got to move past this. You've got to put forth an effort. No one can do for you what you need to do for yourself. Okay, now you've been in this rut now for a minute. Now it's time for you to take a look at yourself and say, you know what? I'm not living. I'm just existing each day, and I've got to get myself going. Think about it on this Testimony Tuesday. And something else I want you to think about. And I'm going to leave this cliffhanger with you. Also, something else that might be hindering you is because of your expectations of other people or your unrealistic expectations of other people. Tomorrow, I'm going to dig deeper with those expectations you have of other people. But in the meanwhile, today I am wearing a royalty t-shirt. Yes, I am a queen. We have had so many queens come through down history all the way. One of my absolute just mentors, a person that I just really looked up to as a role model is Coretta Scott King, a pure queen, classy, elegant, always carried herself with a level of grace. And that is something I have always strived to do. But the good thing about Black history and learning about our ancestors is I never had to look outside my family for role models or mentors because I had some strong, beautiful Black queens in my family. From my great-grandmother, which I was blessed to know until I was about 12 years old, beautiful Black queen. My grandmother, my aunties, my mother. I had some beautiful Black queens in my family. And these ladies were what we call, a lot of people say country, but these were true Southern belles. These women were graceful. They were classy. They always carried themselves with dignity, and they passed that on to myself, my sisters, my cousins. They always told us girls to just always carry yourself with class. Always walk with your head up, walk with good posture, speak well. So I thank God for the women that came before me and who was implemental in my growth and development. And I just want to shout out all of my aunties out there, my love for you all, my godmother, just some beautiful Black queens. And that's something that we don't see much of anymore because you know why? We are getting in our own way and we got too many obstacles and things hindering us. But let me say this. I had this conversation with one of my sisters the other day. You know something? It used to be a time when they would say you can't take a certain type of woman and make her a housewife. And I had her laughing and I said, well, you know what? We got to change that game. And that's that quote now, girl, because now we got a whole level of thoughts out there that we got to work on. So Let us continue to teach the other ones. Reach out and bring some of these young girls and young ladies up. Teach them how to conduct themselves. And when you see them getting off kilter, just pull them aside and say, let me talk to you, young sister. Some of them may not receive you, but we still got to try, because that's what was done for us. Thank you for watching. And remember, there are obstacles and hindrances to your personal growth. Get yourself together. It's going to be all right. You can't stay down forever. At some point, you got to dig your way out. You got to fight your way out. The women that came before us, they went through a whole lot of stuff, but they had to keep fighting their way, keep pressing their way, keep finding a way to move these hindrances out of their path. You all stay well, get focused, continue to walk in favor in spite of it all. Don't forget, thumbs up, hit the like, share the video, and send me some comments. If you don't want to comment, go ahead and shoot me an email, walkinfavor61@yahoo.com. I have been your host, Pastor KZ. I will see you back tomorrow. Have a beautiful day.